Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, we requested for more information through the Honorable Minister of Finance. We requested for more information from the Uganda Revenue Authority.
So
this information was brought at the tail end when we were so much engrossed in these tax bills and the rationalization bills. So we have the information, we have not processed it yet.
Okay. The list was brought.
Actually, some members on this end are saying that list was not provided. So maybe for us to safeguard the minister, I think it would be good that he tables it here, so that tomorrow no one says that list was not tabled, and then it gets to be sent to the committee.
Leader of opposition.
Yes, Right Honorable.
It was tabled here. I forwarded it to the Committee of Finance.
The issue, Right Honorable, we have always wanted
and I think maybe you're not just sharing information with your shadow. He needs to get to know what is there.
Right Honorable Speaker, the issue has always been completeness of everybody that gets to be a beneficiary. And that's been our cause. Okay, let me take this information.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to give information to the leader of the opposition in this aspect. First, the report that we adopted in this House did not order the Auditor General to do a forensic audit into Bujaagali. The report we adopted had two directives to the Auditor General. The first one was to audit the government shareholding, because government is a shareholder, but Bujaagali, the BEL, has never treated government as one of its owners. Government does not participate in the meeting, etc. The second one was about the 15 million USD expenses to UETCL. But there were so many other recommendations that we made. For example, that URA recovers corporation tax of USD 63 million, almost more than 200. URA, it was a directive of this House, that Uganda Revenue Authority should go and audit and recover. That one does not need the Auditor General to help URA. We had also said that government should go and negotiate the power purchase agreement to provide for a cap on the returns on investment. You remember the formulas were provided to us here. Thirdly, we had also said that when the president first sought the exemption here, I think in 2017, for 5 years, and the minister was here. In the 5 years, we had thought the power tariffs would reduce from, I think, 11 that time to 8. But instead, it went to 13. Immediately, we granted here, it went from 11 at that time to 13. 2 months instead of coming back to 8. So those were the issues that we had proposed. So it is not correct and true that these explanations that we are giving here is irrelevant. The House took its decision. In fact, if we displayed the recommendation adopted by this House on one side and what we are discussing now, this House would appear to be the most unserious. You cannot turn against your own recommendation and then you start meandering around. It's not possible.
Let me end. He was giving me information. Let me end with this general statement, Right Honorable Speaker. The reason we are insisting on this question of the exemptions and the waivers, the Auditor General's report is a bit worrying, because if we are exempting to the tune of 1.417 trillion, ideally the backing is, yes, when you exempt, as long as it feeds into the economy, creation of jobs, that's normally the explanation given, yeah? But you see, these are people we are giving free land and all these other incentives, and then there's waivers to the tune of 1.417 trillion shillings. In the meantime, we are now going after the ordinary folks, increasing tax on fuel and all these different things. There is a problem when we don't balance these things up. And that's why it would be good that ultimately we get that processed report from the committee of who these exemptees are, how do they get to qualify, because that's important for this House to get to know. And then we are sure these people do qualify, it is justifiable, because at some point we'd hear there are companies whose proprietors are unwell, there are companies which are heavily indebted, but the business people downtown are saying they're also heavily indebted. They get loans from banks and so on. So if you're exempting these ones, How about the others? So there's got to be a proper balancing act. Let me take that information in 30 seconds, with your permission.
Thank you very much, L.O.P. Thank you very much, L.O.P. L.O.P, the information I wanted to give you that the tax exemptions for Bujaagali started in 2012, and they were meant to last for only 5 years, and they were supposed to end in 2017. These extensions have been going on since 2017. They added another 5 years up to 2022, and when they came here the last time, they said exactly the information my brother has provided, that power tariffs are going to reduce to our decime. 2 months down the road, they instead just increased. So, honorable members, who is Bujaagali? Why are they always on the list of exemptions, even when it is against the taxpayers? Look, that's the information I wanted to give you. Thank you.
Thank you. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, I think we need to, with certainty, because many times we resolve and give timelines and say this ought to happen. We want to be safe to say, if we are going to avail this money to give a green light, when does this audit get to come? Because me, I'm even happy to say, if an audit is available and it makes all the economic sense, we go ahead. But now we are operating in the dark. We need to know how soon can we have an audit before we say, go ahead and receive this money.
Elijah, you first say.